What's up, everyone? It's Carrie, aka Nerdygirlcreates. Welcome back to my channel. I know, I am not on the screen, but there is good reason for that because, well, I am just burnt out, tired, and I've been going back and forth on whether I want to do this video or not because, well, reasons. I haven't done Indie Friday in a few weeks because I'm kind of like, I don't know what it is. Frustrated with some of the reactions I've seen from creators. Now, this doesn't mean everybody, right? So don't go running into my comments trying to say I'm saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying certain creators getting highly upset over people's criticism. I always view criticism as a form of learning. Criticism should be taken as, okay, how can I use this to improve the next time? Now, yes, granted, there is toxic responses out there that might try to mask itself as criticism. But I've always on this channel tried to come at things with an open mind and separate any personal feelings or prejudice from my reviews. So, today we are going to talk about the comic I have been waiting for over, is it 3 years now? I forgot when this first got launched. But finally, it's in hand. And yes, I am talking about Cyberfrog Rekt Planet by Ethan Van Sciver. And I backed it. I waited so long. I heard people started to finally get it. I checked Indiegogo. I didn't see anything. I thought maybe, did I cancel it? I don't know. Suddenly it had popped up in my mailbox, or I should say outside my mailbox, which we'll get into later and why I said that. But I did finally sit down and read it, and I have thoughts. So for all of you who don't know what Cyberfrog is about an alien who is part cybernetic and takes on the form of a frog. He teams up with Heather Swain, and they fight off some other evil aliens. Some of them come in the shape of wasps. There have been other types of villains. One of them actually makes an appearance in this comic. And this book picks up where the Heather Swain diaries ended. Heather Swain and Cyberfrog's adventures took place in the 90s. And at the very end of Heather Swain's diaries, spoiler alert if you haven't read it, the Vespa, as they're called, invade Earth. And during this, Cyberfrog battles them, and something happens where he gets put out of commission. And he wakes up 20 years later to find the world completely overrun with the Vespa. Heather Swain is now a mother, and her daughter are hiding out in this little makeshift community. Everybody wears red because apparently the Vespa can't see you when you wear red. The daughter is looking for her father, who went missing, and she's determined to find him. She recognizes Cyberfrog because of the tattoo on her mother's shoulder, which is of the the main character. I can't speak again. Sorry. So what did I think of Cyberfrog? So let's do this. Let's start with the positives. And the first positive is going to be the art. There is a reason Ethan Van Sciver worked for DC. The man can draw. He is an amazing artist. He has been one of my favorite artists. The detail work in this is just amazing on every little character and feature. My only complaint is sometimes it's so detailed that things can tend to blend in a little too much. But that's like a minor complaint. Color-wise, Kyle Ritter's colors are once again vibrant and just really beautiful. They pop off the screen. I'm sorry, not the screen, the page. See, I can't talk today. They pop off the page. I really like the use of kind of like very vibrant colors and then when necessary darker colors, but without kind of making the scenery too dark that you can't make out anything. I really do like that. I do like the design of the landscape. This is a world that's now overrun with growth and also all this kind of like Vespa cocoons and other stuff. Um, it looks great. The book itself is pretty thick. Um, I like the quality of the paper. The book is very sturdy. Yes, he did do the what's it call it? A chrome cover, which I don't mind the chrome cover. It wasn't something that I was aiming for, but it looks nice. And the Jay Lee cover's the one I backed, and it's just beautiful. Put all that controversy aside, what happened with him. It just looks really great. His type of art style really works with this type of environment and character. It's really beautiful. So yes, high quality book, beautiful artwork, colors are amazing, beautiful choice for a variant cover. Story-wise, this is where things get a little I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. No offense, Ethan again is a great artist, but I think he might want to look into having somebody else write for him because a lot of the dialogue for me was kind of like, nah. There was a lot of things where I think he was trying to be edgy with the responses, and it didn't really. It was just kind of like I had to go back and read it again. Like there was a part where Cyberfrog is lecturing the daughter about not that she shouldn't be out on her own and blah blah blah, and the girl turns to him and goes, "Hop off my back already." It's like, oh, funny, yeah, I guess. I think that's my problem, and this was my problem with like a lot of the all caps comics books. I kind of feel like an editor should be involved at least. I just think like the dialogue was a little weird in places. There is also kind of like this. There's this like leader, I guess you could call him. I guess he's the leader. I was kind of getting confused between if he was the leader or Heather was the leader of this community. But he takes it upon himself to like let Cyberfrog know he's pretty much not welcome there. He should leave because they feel like he's just going to attract the Vespa. When the Vespa starts showing up, he blames Cyberfrog. He teams up, and this is one of the weird parts. Maybe I missed something in a story in the past, but there's a character that comes back from the old comics who is a villain, and she is living in the community too. And this guy kind of gets her to help him make Cyberfrog look bad by messing with the kid's mind. I'm like, why is this woman living here? I mean, is she doing anything? And then she says something that was completely out of line to Heather. It's like, why is she here? It's not really established why they let her stay at this community. It's obvious she still got evil intent. So I'm confused on that. There were some images like over time Ethan had shown on his channel that didn't make it into the book. Like there was the scene where Heather meets her husband. It's not in the book. You don't even really get a description of the husband in the book. You don't even really get like a conclusion to what happened to him, why he left, why he went out, where he might have ended up. I mean, there's a big assumption he may have died. He might have been killed by the Vespa. Now, granted, yes, I'm assuming they're saving that for the next book. There's also a lot of downtime in this book. Now, I don't have a problem with building character relationships and kind of like setting up for what's going to happen. But there seemed to be like a lot of time of just Cyberfrog hanging out with Heather and her daughter. not a bad thing, but I kind of wish there was a little bit more action, a little bit more explanation to where the total plot was going to go, or at least hinted where it was going to go. I kind of felt like the Vespa would just show up and just like randomly kill people. Then you had these two other characters who I guess were in the older books. I have like the omnibus, I have not gone through the omnibus, but I kind of felt like if somebody's new coming into this, they don't know who these characters are and why they're there and why they are. They're more like Cyberfrog instead of the Vespas. So yeah, they kind of show up and one of them decides to fight Cyberfrog, and this is one of the moments that asshole decides to use against Cyberfrog is why he's not good for the community. I wanted a little more action. And another thing was, yes, I get Salamandroid had disappeared. I was assuming he was either captured by the Vespa or like Cyberfrog maybe kind of hibernating unwillingly. But there's a part in here that explains something with Salamandroid where I was kind of like, really? This whole time? That's what you were doing? I kind of felt like, well, you could have stepped up while Cyberfrog was gone, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say I hate it, because I'm not going to say that because I know a lot of people are just going to say, oh, they hate it because of how they feel about the person behind the book. I don't hate it. Again, the art is very stunning. It's beautiful to look at. The colors are amazing. The quality of the book is good. Story is just okay. I really think there should just be like either a different writer on it or an editor to kind of make this go a little more smoother. Kind of be the one to sit there and go, you know, this dialogue, yeah, this won't work. Now, I did have another issue, and this is something I like to bring up a lot with indie comics. And I want to make this clear. I have gotten comics before from people in Comicsgate, and I've gotten comics before from people who are not in Comicsgate that do indie comics. Everyone has always made sure to package it nicely, to prevent damage, to prevent it from, you know, I'm trying to talk, you know, prevent any type of damage, because this is something you pay, and you pay a higher rate for it than most comic books, because you're backing somebody who's independently trying to create a comic. So you do expect at least them to put the care in to take care of it. Now, in my box, I got the little Cyberfrog figure, which is adorable. It's nice. I also got a couple of other comics, which I have not read yet. So I did not review the Salamandroid, and also I did not read the, I think it's the John Malin art book. But my problem is, it was, the way it was packed is where my issue is. It was kind of like just put in the box. And I have a picture, so you can understand what I mean by it was just put in the box. It wasn't really wrapped up or protected enough that, you know, it wouldn't be just sliding around in there. Unfortunately, there was just some bubble wrap on the top of everything, but the comics themselves were not in any type of Gemini mailer or any cardboard or anything to kind of keep them nice and flat and secure. The toy was just kind of thrown on top of them. So the toy itself, too, was also rattling around in that box. And, you know, God forbid, and it's no offense, but some of these mail people, you know, and even like with the freaking Amazon and stuff like that, people don't sometimes stop to think about what they have in their box and just kind of what's in the box and just kind of like throw it around without a care. So I was kind of expecting it. I was kind of disappointed, I should say, in how this was packed, and I wished there was a better job done for it, because, I mean, as somebody who's paying over $30 just for the comic, not in a bunch of any extras. I think the figure was and the two comics were part of this deal, though. But still, you're paying a lot more money. Everybody else, even in Comics Day, and even with Ethan in the past, have always packed this stuff so it doesn't get damaged. I don't know if maybe he didn't know what was going on with shipping, but I think he needs to really, like, go in there and see what's going on, because this was just, yeah, it was unacceptable. I mean, luckily there wasn't that much damage to the book, but it would have been nicer if it was packed differently. So overall, Cyberfrog Rekt Planet, it was okay. The art, the visuals, that's where it is, where it succeeds. But story-wise, I was like, nah. I'll be honest with you. I don't mean to sound mean, but I had to keep putting the book down and come back to keep reading it, because I would just kind of lose interest as I was going through it. And it's I'm not one of those people it's hard to keep my attention. I can pay attention, but I was having a hard time. I was really having a hard time getting through this book. So, yeah, that's my review on Cyberfrog. I do have some other stuff I've backed from Ethan and other people on Comicsgate. I don't know if I'll back the next Cyberfrog, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I will. And it's not just for the quality of this book, there's other reasons, but yeah, so that was my review on Cyberfrog. Tell me what you think. Go ahead, comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.